Everyone's all here. Oh, except Nick.
Weird.
No one can hear Nick.
You can't hear me?
Mm-mm. Sound like you're in a cave.
You're in a cave.
Bam here from the Flying Monkeys Wargaming Podcast. I want you to head over to www.flyingmonkeycon.com. We are Kansas and Wichita's biggest wargaming event. We have Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Infinity, Star Wars X-Wing. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. We have even added a Warhammer 40K friendly this year for players that are inclined to go that way. We have a room block available. With your room block, you get free booze and free food. Can't beat that. Not a lot of cons offer such a thing. So get your tickets soon. Head on over to www.flyingmonkeycon.com. It happens June 21st to the 23rd, 2019, right here in Wichita, Kansas. Hopefully Dunkalicious, Matt, and myself will see you there. Tickets are selling fast, so if you want the higher tiered swag bags, get on it. And don't forget, we have a Horus Heresy narrative event. Great feedback from it last year. We're looking forward to having it this year. Dave runs a great event. See you guys soon. www.flyingmonkeycon.com.
So anyway, let's get with it, guys. Let's hit it and quit it. Yeah. So we got. Wait a minute. Welcome to the Lord Realms Podcast. Bingo.
Nailed it.
We did it.
I got Buckley here with us.
What up?
The Demon Prince of Rad's here.
I am here, Billy. I got them together. This is all my doing.
And we have Eric, Sweet D.
What's up? You ready for that, Sweet D?
So what have you guys been going on?
What have we been going on? I've been going on about 37 years now.
Fancy. I mean, what have you guys been doing lately in the hobby?
Other than your mom?
Oh. My mom's a nice lady.
I'm sure she is. I mean, you're a lovely human. I like the way you smell. I like what you're cooking with.
I'm okay, I guess. So, Buck, what are you doing, man?
Oh, Buck. Buck's first. Never mind.
What?
In your face. Buck's always first.
I know, but that was fine.
Greedy bastard.
Trying to look over the new Sylvaneth without committing it to memory, so that I don't fuck up my rules during Flying Monkey.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Remember last year AOS 2 was coming out, and then it was like, I don't even give a fuck.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right before Flying
Is
Monkey.
the Sylvaneth book out right now?
No.
It got leaked. Well, so you know how it got delayed? Right?
Yep.
So they forgot to push back the release date on iTunes, which I'm sure is just like a button they have to push. Well, they forgot to push that button. So it popped up on the iTunes in the iBook store for like 30 minutes, and a bunch of people were able to get it, and copies have been going around.
Yeah, if you pre-ordered it and had the notification, it popped up a notification to download it, so people did.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
So it's been out for a couple weeks now, technically.
But it's not official.
Mm-hmm.
When's it become official?
Who knows?
As soon as they get their shipping issues figured.
Yeah.
Brexit. Heyo.
Turns out they pressed the wrong button when they ordered ship.
But other than that, let's see, buying up some more Sylvaneth and waiting for contrast paints to come out to paint them because I'm lazy and those look like it'll be really easy to get the Sylvaneth painted. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have a lot to do in a week to get ready, but I think I can do it with that stuff. So
Yeah, I think you can too.
Cheap stripper pants.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I'm ready for them.
I ordered every single one of them.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Quite the man. What's like $200?
Yeah, it's $200, and then I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta go spend $7 again and again and again. I'll just have them.
Be nice to come with a bundle like they did a long time ago, where they had like all the paint line in one box.
Yeah, they'll do that in about a month after I've ordered this.
You won't have to worry about it having any kind of discount though, because they never do that anyways.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah.
I'll get a better deal from my people than I will.
Yeah.
So.
Well, cool deal. Get any games in, Buck? I know you did the other day.
Yeah, I played Caleb with his Hodgepodge Stormcast. It was pretty good.
What does Hodgepodge Stormcast look like? I saw you say that in the chat, but what is that? Just
like
whatever
random
shit
units.
he has.
Just, yeah. Here's a random
Okay.
unit. Here's a random unit.
Yeah, here's
not
the
like-
bullshit I own.
It's not
Yeah.
like some sick list called Hodgepodge.
No. Unfortunately. But the good news is my really shitty rolling is still going on. So really looking forward to taking that kind of skill into Flying Monkey. So
Mm.
Nick got to see a little bit of it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I did. So one of the things was, again, Durthu with Gyre Strike, 2 to hit, 2 to wound, and I ended up only doing 1 wound.
Wow.
I think I had on that roll, I think I had five attacks because I was next to a Wildwood. So yeah.
Were you re-rolling once?
No,
I wish you were.
I wish I could. That'd be awesome.
Well, you might be able to soon with some General's Handbook leaks.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That'd be nice.
was that the only game you played?
Gosh, what was the last game I played after that?
I think you played me before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was when I was trying the new Sylvaneth stuff, which that was fun.
Was it fun? Was it fun playing Nick and his Gristlegore or what the fuck you brought?
It was not fun, but there are some things in the new book that I am kind of excited about. I like the new stomp that the Tree Lords have. Instead of being -1 to hit, it's just you fight last. So I think that overall is just better, especially when it was against the Terrorgeist.
Yeah.
I think you would have teamed up your sword hunters with the Dorthu, because you got me attacking last like every time.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have just wiped me off the table if you would have teamed up.
Yeah.
I mean, Dorthu is pretty sweet.
Yeah, especially when he hasn't taken any wounds and it's just straight 6 damage.
Mhm.
That's really nice. I built 6 of the Scythe Hunters, and I used them in that game, and they're okay. The problem I have with them is the same problem I had previously. It's anytime there's variable damage, I always roll the worst fucking result possible. So I think hunters with swords are going to be the way to go for me, just because it's a flat 2 damage. Not having that -2 rend, that might hurt at some points, but a flat 2 damage to me is more important. On top of that, on a 6 to hit, they're doing immortal damage. And then if I'm taking Winterleaf, which I'm going to do, that 6 generates another hit. So
Nice.
I think they just outpace everything else. Yeah, that was about it on the games I played. Really just kind of waiting for Flying Monkey, and then the tournament we got coming up in a week to really tweak the list and make sure it's what I want to take.
Is there a list?
I'll tell you right now, it's not approved.
What? My list?
I'm kidding.
Boo. Did
Is
you
there
ever get that email I sent you when I was wanting to do Ideneth? That Soulscryer conversion
Where did you send the email?
to the Flying Monkey email?
Probably Duncan got it and didn't do
Probably
anything with it.
Yeah, probably Duncan got it.
Lame.
Cool deal. Well, Ben, what have you been up to, man?
What have I been up to? Life's getting crazy.
Yeah.
We're getting closer to childbirthing, so that's just making a lot of things.
What is that?
harder.
Child number 6?
Depends on how you count them. It's at least 4.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were able to get on at 7:30.
They all fell asleep. No one took a nap today. And then my wife's, she's on bed rest basically. So she is pissed off in bed because she's bored. So there's that. And yeah, let's see. Hobby wise, I'm kind of waiting on I'm waiting on my contrast paints to come before I paint 80 Reavers, turns out. And then
it's like everyone's
also,
story today.
Oh, dude, I'm just done. I want to try out those paints so bad.
Mhm.
I might have a little commission work to do, a little paint commission that I'm excited about.
What are you painting?
I might be painting some Fire Slayers, but we'll see. We're working on price and if he's gonna like what I'm offering. So we'll see.
Pronounced naked dwarves.
Say what?
It's pronounced naked dwarves.
Naked dwarves. Naked.
They're naked
Naked
dwarves.
dwarves.
Those fire dwarves. So that'd be fun.
Yeah. Dude, give us a quick overview of the tournament. You never got to talk about how you did.
Oh.
The Realm of Sparkle tournament.
Oh my God, it's been so long.
It has been so long.
So I played in a tournament. It was really fun. They did a really great job, first off, before I go into my rant. I don't really have much of a rant now because it's been like over a week.
Before I shit on people, let me
when
build
did
them up
that
first.
fucking happen? It was so long ago. They did a really good job. Those dudes have never run a tournament before, at least a Age of Sigmar tournament. I don't know what like other kind of gaming they've done. I mean, they had Mike's help, and they had my help, like as much as they needed it. They didn't really, they didn't ask much except for like a few questions about BCP, but I told them to watch YouTube videos, so that works out, So it was all ran smooth. Everything ran on time. It was kind of it was funny because I think a few people, Charles Fox was one of them, vocally annoyed that it's a change of format.
Mm-hmm.
I was annoyed because I didn't want to play 4 rounds. I voiced that, and I told the guys like, hey, this is what I don't like about this, but it's your tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play in it, so obviously I'm not that annoyed. So
you gotta take chances and stuff when you're, trying tournaments out. It's all right.
Right. No, and I'm totally like, I don't want there to be like some uniform format like there is in 40K.
Right.
Like that seems boring to me. So I'm totally for like, hey, let's play some different kinds of Age of Sigmar. As much as these local guys play, it's good to have some mix up. All that to say, it was 4 rounds, 1,500 points with a 500 point sidebar. So you could change out 500 points in between games. I did not do that. I wrote a 1440 list. We talked about our list.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's too much brain work for me. I'm just going to go and play. My list, I was pretty happy with how I played. I made a few mistakes that cost me games, but none of my games were like blowouts. I felt like I was close. My first game was against Kenny, his Zinch list, and it was really fun. He caught me slipping. I pulled out a little bit far ahead with my Rage Thirster. I didn't take into account his ability to clear screens, and I had 2 screens out there in front of my Thirster, and he just shot him to shit. And I was like, well, you just won this game. So that was totally like, just one of those mistakes where it's like, oh, okay, that does a lot more range damage. And I was far away from like his spell output. But he had those Zangors, those 30 Zangors, and then a few things around it that just like, it cleared enough screens that he was able to touch that Thirster, and those Zangors ate it quick, which made it a really close game. I mean, I didn't feel like it was lost even at that point, but it was an uphill battle for me for sure. But he ended up pulling out that one. And then my second game was against, what was her name? I'm terrible.
Grimm, I think it was the last name.
Grimm, Miss Grimm, the mother of the other Grimm. She was rad. She played some Zinch as well, so that's 2 Zinch games. Her and her husband are fairly new to the game, and most of what they've played has been like Path to Glory type stuff. So I showed her like, basically was like, hey, here's what Korn can do, and then I destroyed her army, and because she was like, hey, don't hold back, just because I was like, all right, people tell me don't hold back, then this is what it's gonna happen. And it's just like so. Because I lost that first game, I got put on bottom table with her, and then it was just like, hey, I don't know if I should be here. I probably should be somewhere in the middle, And then third game, I played against Tim Engelman, which we've had great games every time we've played. And, this game, there was a bunch of those wildwoods in the middle of the table. And I didn't call out that they're wildwoods and he can't technically shoot through them.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people around here don't play with terrain rules anyway.
Right.
And then also, Mitchum walked by and was like, hey, you can just move those trees if it makes it easier. And I didn't really think about it, but then he had already said it, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, as it becomes Tim's turn 1, I was like, wait a minute, you were just able to move all of your Ungors right through those forests that I purposely put my Thirsters in front of so that they wouldn't, get shot to shit,
Right.
And so then my game was over, and Tim and I were just chatting and just bullshitting because we're friends. And then I was just realized, well, that just my whole strategy just got taken away because those forests are no longer forests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Which was totally I probably should have been like, hey, wait, bullshit, But at this point, I was already a game down, and I was just all, I wasn't there to fight. I was just like, hey, let's drink beer and play games. So I don't know. That was probably a mistake on my part. But then my fucking final game. So I walk up to the table, and I had seen this list. I had seen the model. Okay. It was the Tomb Kings list. So I saw the models from across the room earlier today, but I didn't realize just how bad this was. And I had a conversation with the TOs about hey, maybe in the future put in the pack that models have to be fully built for the RTT. Because Drew did say, at the table, hey, I was like, dude, this is bullshit. And Drew said, I was like, these models aren't even models. And Drew said, well, it's an RT. He was trying to he could tell I was visibly angry. This is not how I want to play Warhammer, right? I don't spend my time, my money, my fucking energy building and painting my shit, going and spending, 3 hours at the table with a motherfucker so that they can have half-built fucking... I'm not sure if those are actually GW models or anything close to them, but to me, it looked like motherfucker bought some skeleton shit at... It looked like some motherfucking 9th Age shit. And I don't play...
Ugh. That's awful.
But I know some people do. But this shit looks
a stretch.
Yeah, I was fucking furious. It was I was so mad that first turn I was just do I fucking quit this game? Do I fucking what the fuck do I do here? In my brain. And he's gotta know that I'm irritated. I feel steam coming off me. I'm so angry. And I'm like, what do I do? And then, and it was this gimmicky fucking list of shooting where the queen gives all of the archers in the army +1 attack. So he just dumps command points okay, I'm spending 4. And I'm so mad that I can't even hear what he's fucking saying, how it's working. Because I'm just I don't give a fuck how your shit works. It's not even a fucking army, is a thought in my head. And I'm like, do I play it through? It's the 4th fucking round. I'm ready to go home. I don't want to fucking play 4 rounds. This is all the dialogue in my head. And Drew comes by and I looked at him this is bullshit. And he's like, you all right? I was like, no, this is bullshit. And I said it. I was like, this isn't even, I don't even know what to do with this. And then the guy playing is I think he's new to Age of Sigmar. He didn't really know his rules. So he was he tried to shoot with 1 unit of skeletons, And then and I'm on tilt, so I'm not like calling him out on everything. But he's trying to shoot. He's like, oh, my one guy here can see that unit, so they all get to shoot you. I'm like, whoa, that's not how shooting works. So I was like clear-headed enough to know that. Like, whoa, you can't do that. And he's like, oh, well, I would have moved him. And then he just go ahead and moves them. And I was like, no, what the fucking
Ghost Rider.
Like, no, that's not how this works, but I'm already fucking. So then he does that, but he kills one unit of barely kills one unit of Reavers. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does this list even do? And then fucking charges up 9 chariots. But I had like dumped out my judgments the turn before. I got first turn, I think, is how that worked. I dumped out my judgments and made a line so his little chariots couldn't go between them. I sent you guys that picture.
Yeah. And
it was like, and then he like trying to finagle shit over the top of like some rocks. And I was like, hey, you're not in coherency. So he only like gets around it. It's like, it's funky. And then he tries to set his shit up there. And the model's not even glued to the base, but it's not a base. It's a piece of fucking like foam board cut in a circle, like it's the size of the base, but it's not even a fucking base, and the shit's not even glued to the fucking base. So I'm just sitting there the whole time like, what the fuck? So then I basically blocked his charge. He was able to get a few things in, which was iffy, like 3 or 4 chariots. It was iffy, and like by this time I'm like, I'm done with the game. I don't even care. But I've like blocked him off enough where I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Because if he kills enough shit, I quit in the game and we don't have to play anymore, And I fucking he got like 3 chariots into combat, and then my thirsters jumped the lines and fucking murder faced all his chariots, and I was like, well, half your army's fucking dead. I might as well kill the rest. So then I hopped through and killed the rest of his army and was like, all right, good game. I was like, now, dude, can we have a life talk here? Like, this isn't acceptable. And he's like, well, I don't have time. So then I'm fucking insulted. Like, don't come at me with fucking you don't goddamn have time. You don't have time to put together your fucking models. Let me talk to you about my fucking life, right? Like, I got fucking 4 goddamn kids, 1 in the belly and 3 fucking running around here goddamn throwing my fucking models. And then I got my personal business. My wife has all the schooling she's going through, plus the nonprofit she fucking runs. You want to talk about not having fucking time, you single motherfucker? Fuck you. You have enough time to put your fucking models together at least. It's just fucking, it's infuriating. And I'm just raged. I guess I do have a fucking rant in me, don't I? Oh, man. I don't have,
so good.
It's just like, it's some bullshit. Here's the deal. If that was my tournament, he shows up, you're not playing that fucking army. They're new. So I talked to the guys about it. I tried to have a conversation with him, but there was no humility there. It was all like, oh, I don't have time to fucking build my army. Well, then fuck you. I don't want to play you, dude. So then, the boy.
Dude, if he'd showed up here trying to do that shit, he'd be fucking gone.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, you don't. And then plus with a gimmicky shit like list, like, no, you're just trying to work the system and you're not putting any effort into this shit. I'm not interested.
Right.
So yeah, the guys are gonna like put that in the pack. No more. What's it called? No more unbuilt models at RTs.
That's good.
Yeah. And
I think you should at least have some paint on some models if you're gonna go to a tournament.
Dude, that boggles my fucking mind that you have to put that in the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I went to a tournament that I didn't have at least 70% of the paint on there. Like when I took them that blister skin list, I primed it and put a coat of paint on it because I knew I was going to play. Sure. I did that in a couple days just because I wanted something. I didn't want to have just a bare gray army.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't like to play without models primed. I don't play regular. And granted, I've been doing this hobby a long fucking time. Like, there's no excuse in my head unless I'm like, hey, Nick, do you want to play proxy this game so I can figure out what's going on? Like me and a buddy, trying to build a list. Then we can play with hey, I'll put down fucking, some bases with something written on it. But that's like a rare occasion for me. I play this game because I enjoy the models. I enjoy the fucking hobby aspect of it. I want the immersion. I'm still a fucking nerd. I want 2 fucking cool looking armies battling each other over some fucking objective where I'm making shit up in my mind. I'm still a little kid trying to play this game. You know what I mean?
Right.
that's like all part of it. I love the lore, I love the fucking narrative, and I love fucking competitive. But I want it all together. I don't want fucking whatever the fuck that is. I guess that's what Kings of War is.
I don't know. I think most Kings of War people have their stuff painted and based.
That's what 9th Age is? Is that like the lowest tier?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, that's why I made that post like not too long ago about the contrast paints coming out. I mean, they say it's going to be easier to paint, cheaper to paint. You're going to skip like 2 or 3 steps painting. So why not make a little standard where, hey, come to RTT's tournaments with a painted army. Yeah. If you want to do like a fun tournament, hey, new player tournament, that'd be cool. I mean, but then you can make exceptions for people that are new. Like this person's new. You can message the TL like, hey, I'm new. I'd like to play. My armor's not painted.
That was
and use the TLs would be good with that.
2 games before that, she had most of her shit painted, and she hadn't played in a tournament before. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody else there had some paint on some of the models.
Yeah, and that's perfectly
acceptable. So I mean, and that's just like that's how it normally is. I mean, that I think that's what probably pissed me off most is like, you know, Age of Sigmar players take pride in their shit, and we usually have like a really good showing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it's hard. It was real hard for my brain to play through a game. I mean, in like hindsight, I should have just like looked at it, walked away, and I would now.
I would have been like, hey, Tio, I'm not playing this.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, I was mad at myself for sticking through that game and wasting however like an hour of my time. I was just like all the things. I was like, man, I should have gone home and been with my family. You know, like I should have just fucking said screw it. But it's also there. It's like all of the social things. I'm trying to like, you know, support these dudes. They're fucking trying their hardest. They're running a fucking good event. All the things. So, you know, it's all those things that come up in a tournament when you're like, don't necessarily want to call someone out on some shit because it's just like social shit. You know. We have enough like social awkwardness inside of our community that we don't need like me screaming at someone. I don't know. Maybe we do.
I mean, it makes for really good rants.
Yeah. So, you know, I want it to be said that I said something in person. This isn't just me. Like, I've said a lot more on this just now.
Should have choked him out in person.
Should have pulled a BAM.
I know, right? Just fucking Busey out on a motherfucker. I mean, and, you know, and whatever, man. It's a fucking game, and I wish no ill will on a person. Like, as far as, like, whatever you do outside your world, like, I don't care. It's just, there's a social contract where I have to spend 2 hours with you at that particular tournament. It was 2 hours. Like, this isn't how I want to spend my 2 hours of my life. It's just not how I play this game. So that was the tournament.
Nice.
I got, like, 10th place because I won 2, lost 2. Now, I did smash his face. I killed everything, just so you know.
I mean,
good.
I felt like it was important. But yeah, I shouldn't have played the game. And then, yeah, I'm not going to. We talked about that. I'm not going to MonkeyCon. I'm sad about that. I'm hoping to come up and say what up to you, beautiful babes.
Yeah, just come up Sunday or something. Hang out for a few hours.
No,
yeah, come up there and drink a bunch and then drive home. Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
So, Eric, what you got going on, buddy?
I have played 1 game recently.
Nice.
And I've painted 1 model recently.
Not as good.
I mean, it's finished. The model's finished, so that's cool. Yeah, I played this asshole named Nick. Using bases, actually, for one of my units. That was specifically for you, Ben.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I did say that I would play you or one of you guys, like a friend of mine.
That's true. I only did it because I was like, yeah, I think I got like 1,500 points or something. And then I'm like, hey, I only got 1,000. Hey, I actually don't even have 1,000. I needed to put some bases down.
I know. I came down, like drove all the way down for a 2,000 point game, and it turned out to be a 1,000 point game.
Oh,
I was sad, but I still wanted to place.
That's a long way.
No, we were doing other
That's
things
not all
too.
they were doing.
What else were you doing?
Eating some noodles. Or no, we
Oh.
ate Korean.
Oh, we had fucking Korean.
Sounded like you were touching each other's butts.
Well,
That too.
Not all we were doing.
I'm trying to be a little discreet here.
Oh. There's no discreet in my world, my friend. Sorry. I don't know that button.
That's what we call Korean.
That's right. It's code.
Oh. Eating some noodles. I get it. I see.
Our safe word is ramen also. So if we were to talk about ramen, that's our safe word.
All right. It's all making sense. All the
No,
time.
I painted up my Arch Warlock Engineer for my Skaven army.
Nice.
Got the basing and color schemes all figured out, I guess. So now I just got to put together 4 models, and the army will be ready to go. Well, ready to paint.
Yeah.
Well, cool deal, man. I know you've been working a lot, haven't got a lot of time to do things.
I know. It's both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's sad. Well,
Oh wait, one more thing. I did get to play another game.
hey, your turn's done.
No. I want to talk about my game with Mr. Chris Christian. This dude is a fucking amazing cat, and I really he got into playing. What's he playing? Daughters of Cain.
Yeah.
Which he's been playing Night Haunt, and we Alex and I hooked him up with Alex to like talk about Night Haunt and how to like be a little better with it. But sorry, got distracted by Eric messaging me. He's been playing Night Haunt, and he's just kind of not doing the greatest with them.
No, yeah.
And
I mean,
so
I think
then-
it's a lot of people who play non-hunt right now.
Yeah, I think they're a hard army to do really well with, and I mean even Alex is saying he feels like his time's done with Night Haunt. But Daughters of Cain's time is not done, and they have had some staying power as far as being like a top tier army.
Yep.
I mean it's been over a year, right, that they've been winning tournaments.
Yeah, since 1.0 or second edition dropped, it's been uphill.
And then they also had, I mean, they're still doing well, even with all the new shit. So I got to play against his list, and we're going to play some more. I want to show him how to like screens and target priority is super hard if you haven't played enough games. And so we were talking about like doing some of that. I would really like to do some more like stuff for the community as far as like that kind of thing goes. But that's for maybe we can talk about how we could facilitate that on YouTube or something.
Sure. Well, I've been trying to coach some guys here, or a guy, my friend Casey.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, it's just that when in that game he had his block of 30 witches run up and kill a unit of 10 Reavers. Well, he peeled the onion, and Rage Thirster's back there with his I attack twice command ability. And it's just like, well, bye 30 witches. Like that doesn't. So if he could have, and he had 10 Canary Heartrenders like chilling out, he could have shot just a couple of those Reavers off and then tagged the Thirster and killed it.
Right.
Those kind of things that you learn by reps, but it would be helpful to have like a way to show new people like what does it mean whenever they say a screen, when I started I didn't know what the fuck, you know what I mean? So
well, I'm planning on setting up a mock game, like playing with myself. I'm gonna play Daughters of Cain and Gristlegore and kind of run through some things about Gristlegore and Daughters of Cain. Yeah. So I plan on doing that here because I got lots of time now.
Oh yeah, your wife left you.
Not
forever.
You made it sound so sad. No, my wife is in the Philippines.
She finally make it?
No, not till she's finally leaving Minneapolis tomorrow. So she's been in Minneapolis for 2 days because she missed her first flight.
There's worse places to be than Minneapolis. I will say that.
They got the Mall of America there.
Yeah. I lived there for a year, finishing up vet school. It was a lot of fun. She's there at the best possible time in the year, though. I will say that.
But yeah, Christian. Sorry, we got off topic.
That's it. That was all. I mean, I really like the guy, and I think that he's a solid player.
I've been talking to him lately about Daughters of Cain. Like I was telling what he probably should have done there. Like should have just stayed next to the cauldron. He had a 5-up mortal save and an extra +1 save.
Right. He didn't need to run up. And I was trying to let him like. It's funny to play in it like because he's like he wants to learn, but then it's like I don't want to tell him how to play. Like I don't want to be like He's like. So, but we were walking through, like, he's like, should I take first turn or second turn? I'm like, it depends on what you want to do. I was like, and I told him, like, what I'm going to do, if I get first turn, I'm not moving. Because I don't have to yet. And at some point, you're going to want to come to me. And I want to see, like, what moves you're going to make.
Yeah, like, he was asking me the same question. Like, well, it just depends on what mission you're playing, who you're playing against, and what they did, how they set up.
Because if it would have been, like, 3 places of power, I would have wanted to move up a little more and get stuff on those middle objectives. But
there's 3 places of power. You just move Marathi on an objective and just hold it. You can hold 2 objectives like the whole game almost.
Right.
With Daughters of Cain.
And yeah. So then he would want first turn. But it was all kinds of things. It was but it's super interesting. I just feel like he's really like he's just a really good dude. I feel like he cares about the community. So I wanted to give someone that I liked playing a shout out to.
I'll go. I'm building my 9th box of witches.
I mean, you do need 90. So I mean, I
do need 90. I need like 120.
Yeah, that's like me with bloodletters.
Yeah.
Oh, and in that game, I played with bloodletters.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I'm not trying to step on you. I will talk. I'll keep this.
But I was gonna play Gristlegore in the Flying Monkey. I decided against it because
you didn't want to be number 10.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like the 10th Gristlegore player at the tournament. But no, I don't know. I like Gristlegore. I think it's a fun army, or I keep calling it Gristlegore. Flesh Eater Courts rather.
Well, I mean,
it's a fun army, but there's not a lot of strategy to it because you can stay spread out. If you play Gristlegore, you charge something, make sure you're not gonna get charged back, and then kill everything. I mean, it's my play style because it's like a glass cannon almost, but not really.
The problem is it's not a glass cannon; it's just a fucking cannon.
It's just a giant boulder you throw on the field.
Oh, I'm healed.
Bye. But I like Daughters of Cain. They've been my favorite army, so I'm just gonna play them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's your army.
Yeah. I love Daughters of Cain. I should just play them and have these other side armies for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm building my 9th box of witches, and I'm building 2 more boxes of canaries that I bought for the Cauldron Guard I'm going to take. So, but other than that, I have not been doing a lot. Spending a lot of time with the old lady before she left. So
yeah.
But now I have a month to hobby and play games. So
that's awesome. I want a month of hobby and play games.
Right.
I mean, I really like my family. Can I have a month away for a minute?
You won't get that for another 18 years.
Oh, even then, I mean, we're getting a place with Anissa's parents in San Diego. I'm like, man, we're 36 and 37. Like, we're never getting rid of our kids.
But yeah, good times. That's all I've been working on, really. I need to do a little bit more.
What have you had luck with Heartrenders doing any damage, or is it mostly just like harass and?
They're definitely a harass unit.
Yeah.
You take out small, like 5 wound heroes with them pretty easily.
Okay.
You need like to take out like a Terrorgeist or anything. You need about 25 theoretically with the numbers and stuff, because even though they do like a -2 rend when they drop in, it's 5 attacks per 5 or 1 attack per a piece.
Right.
They're hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. So then the Terrorgeist will have a 6-up save, and then if he gets the spell off, he'll have a 5-up save, 6-up save. So I mean, a lot of saves and 14 wounds to chew through. So,
yeah,
it'll take a lot.
They're not really going to do it.
Yeah. But. So basically, you would what I usually do with them is I drop them in 9 inches away, and then I shoot what I want to shoot. If I don't kill it, hopefully I get that 4-up where I can move 6 inches in and finish them off immediately. That's usually my plan. They're to try to kill that one thing I need killed, like a Slaughter Priest or something small, some caster. So, I keep
that's
them
what I kind of figured. Because when you're
in the sky to do objectives later on in the game.
I didn't look at the what they like before he shot me with them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, a little worried. But I didn't like read their war scroll, and then he shot, and I was like, let me see that. I was like, oh, 5 attacks, 1 damage apiece.
You gotta know your target priority with him for sure.
Yeah, I did not. I was not as scared. But I think if he would have done what I said, where he like drop all 10 of them down and just shoot that unit of Reavers and then jump into my Thirster with the others, then he would have won that game.
Yeah, I'd done that before with like Scorched Earth, where you can burn their objectives, right?
Yeah, that's what this was.
So what I do is I took all 10 of them once. I think I was playing Shay one time, and he had like a hero in the back guard objective. I just dropped them all in, shot, moved in, took the objective, and burned it.
Right.
And that was that easy. And that pretty much won me the game, just doing that.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, I got lots of strategies. I have more than
you got strategies.
Anybody. I got strats, son.
Check out this tech, yo.
That's why I hate playing those fucking fast as shit armies when I'm playing my legions in the gash, because it's like, well, I guess on this one I'll just hoard around these objectives and sit here all game.
I'll just stand here.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to move across the board really, and if I do, you'll drop shit in my backfield, and then I won't be able to respond. So might as well just sit here.
It's always good to have at least 10 for sure in every army. They're only 80 points. Why not take 10 of them?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, just getting some news. There's been tons of news since we recorded. Forbidden Power was released. Lots of good things coming out of there. I enjoy the new endless spells, and the new terrain piece is stupid. So,
yeah. Is it out?
Yeah, it's released last weekend.
Yeah,
the weekend before. I've been meaning to buy it, just haven't.
Oh, I guess that's true. They had the terrain at the tournament on top table. They had it all painted and ready to go. It was really sweet.
It all came out at the same time as that. So
that's cool.
And then they put mercenaries in there, which I'm not sure about mercenaries at all.
I don't know that they're gonna be that serious. Like, they don't look like they do a lot of like shit to your army. Like you lose a command point, something else happens. I don't know.
So you can take degrades, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about it this way: you can take 2 Arc Regents or the ones from Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah.
Play 100 points down, and then you have two cast casters that summon in 400 points.
You say that, but I'm saying this as a counter argument. Okay, is it that mercenaries are busted or Flesh Eater Courts are busted?
Flesh Eater Courts are busted.
Well, for sure. I mean, we know. Yeah, that's being able to summon that much shit is just a problem. I mean, on top of even without Gristle Gore and the other thing, it's like no one's even talking about the rest of that army where it's just free models.
Well, we're going to talk about this later about Terrorgeist, but the one way to fix Terrorgeist would make the Mortal Wound a D6 instead of a 6. Because there's like no downside to taking a Terrorgeist. I mean, it's like you're going to do 6 Mortal Wounds almost every time you swing with it.
Yeah.
If not more. And if you make that a D6, your risk reward pops in like other armies have.
And that's like, I mean, a Rage Thirster has D6 wounds. Like, and it's really nice to be able to swing twice with them, because one of those is going to probably do some damage, or I mean, you're going to get multiple wounds probably, but it never fails that the first time I attack, I'll get 3 damage. Like, I do 3 wounds, and then the second time I do like 47.
Right.
Because all the mortal wounds happen, and
there is no in between.
No, there's so I'm always like real thankful that I have that command ability to attack twice.
Those mortal wounds don't degrade. It's just always 6 on a 6, no matter how many wounds it takes.
It's always 6 mortal wounds when you roll a 6.
I'd be okay with keeping it like that, but giving it its own degrade table, so that full health Terrorgeist, if you let it get into you, it's doing 6 on that, and then as it takes wounds, letting that go down. Well, I'd be okay with that.
Remember when you did 4 wounds and I healed them back, and they did 5 wounds and I healed those back too?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I mean, I still think the degrade would be fine.
Yes.
I mean, but they never, like, if you don't take a Terrorgeist all the way down, I mean, he's going to heal all the wounds back.
Yeah.
Because he heals D3 without the Chalice, and then a ton of more with the Chalice, because he's always next to some ghouls that die.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and if I actually like dispelled stuff or could roll decent enough to stop you from casting it, then
Yeah, right.
maybe it would have had a chance there.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean,
you gotta
that's
get though.
because like the cool thing about Terrorgeist is they hit on 4s and not 3s. If they would hit on 3s, it would be even worse because it'd be less chances to get that 6. But since it's a 4 and you can reroll all your misses, there's an even better chance to get that 6 from mortals. It's kind of weird to say that, but that's kind of how.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyway, yeah, Forbidden Power. That's what we're talking about. But
yep, which really we're talking about Terrorgeist.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about that terrain feature? Is that going to be worth anything?
No, because you're not sure if you're going to get the command point every time, and it's 100 points, so you lose 2 command points taking it.
That's true.
So
it's pointless.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It needs to be I think it should be about 50 points. That way you'll get one and possibly others.
Sure.
So.
It was just one a turn, right? But it's on a 4-up?
Well, I think the first turn you get to choose which one you want, maybe. I can't remember. But you roll like a 1 to 3, you reroll 1s to save. On a 4 to 6, you get a command point if your general's within a certain range.
Sure.
And it changes every turn. So, but anyway.
Interesting.
So Savant Scott Leak, we talked about that already. What's really cool that came out is Gotrek. Got his own model.
Yeah, how about
that?
He
did.
Isn't that fun?
Which is freaking awesome.
And he's got pants.
He's got pants. Well, he's not a fire slayer. He's an old school dwarf.
I know, but he just looks like how they could have looked and not been ridiculous.
Right. Well, that's how kind of the old slayers were in old fantasy. They had pantaloons on.
Fire burns off all them clothes, man.
Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, that was
Gotrek is my favorite fantasy character. I mean, I was probably along with a lot of other people, but that was the only books in fantasy times that I read were the Gotrek and Felix novels.
Right.
Which caused me, at one point, I owned a full-on Slayer army in like 2004. It's like all metal fucking dwarfs, like Slayers. But I mean, I never like did anything with them. Someone was selling them, and I was like, yeah, that would be the army that I want. A bunch of Gotreks.
That would be cool. So
there's my story.
And the big announcement is General's Handbook coming out next weekend, pre-order. You'll be able to pick it up at Flying Monkey Con if you order one from one of the Wichita stores.
Sure.
So.
Yep. Bam from Wizards Asylum or Derek from Hero Complex Games and Entertainment.
Yep, either one of those. So, but anyway, that's pretty much the news. Recent news, anyway. So.
I feel like we're missing something. I feel like something else happened.
No,
maybe I'm wrong.
That's it. I mean, I'm always wrong, so it could be that. So I have a top 5. I got a serious top 5 this time.
Ooh.
It's a top. You don't like a serious top 5?
I missed out on the booby one.
Are we serious though?
I mean, can we go back to the titties?
No, titties are done.
Oh, I did my top 5 titties in at the tournament. They were like, "What do you think?" Like someone was saying something about you talking about that, and I was like, "Well, my top 5, like 3 of them are on the podcast."
We're giant boobs. Hey-o.
Nick's titties.
I probably have the biggest of the group.
Eric's titties. I don't have much. I got like weird nipples. So mine don't even count. See me in person and I'll show you.
I'm sure you will.
I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
Keeping it 100. Jesus fucking Christ.
You. But anyway, my top 5 for this week is the guys are crazy. Top 5 shooting units of Sigmar.
Oh, that's way less interesting than boobs.
Yeah, usually.
I got my number 1.
All right, go for it. Let's
so my number 5 is Vanguard Raptors with Hurricane crossbows.
Can you please like make some music that goes into your top 5? I feel like you're doing this whole segment now. It needs an intro.
All right. I'm gonna put a song in there.
Will you please do Hollywood Undead?
Yeah, if that's what
Yeah.
you want. Annoy you guys, the listeners.
It's 2007. Let's do this.
I'm fucking 12 and I'm mad at my mom.
I like to punch drywall. My name's Kyle. Fuck you guys.
You know what Kyle calls a fist?
Someone was making fun of
drywall rockets.
And so I went and listened to a few songs because I had never heard of these Hollywood Undead folks. It didn't disappoint, Nick.
Good.
It was everything that they said it was.
From California. They have tons of tattoos. They are you.
Oh, goddamn.
Your face.
I love it. I'm
right.
just so happy that you said that.
My number 4 is Storm Fiends. I like them a lot. They have tons of shooting.
That's your number 4?
It's my number 4. I have some top number 3. Next 3 are going to be really good.
Oh.
Okay. My number 3 is a Lord Castellan. Celescent, sorry, on Star Trek.
I was like, an Imperial Knight? That's the wrong game.
All right. That Star Trek has...
That's my favorite shooting, too.
It has D6 attacks, and they're all D3 mortals. So
is that really a shooting attack, though? I think a shooting attack means you need to make an actual shooting attack.
It's a missile weapon. Maybe. But it says it's a range attack in the rules. Well, you'll love my number 1 then, because it's not technically a shooting attack either. So my number 2 is Canary Heartrenders. Of course, I'm going to put a Daughter's Cane unit in there because I really like them.
I like it.
And my number 1 is the Slaughter Priest. It puts out D6 mortals within 16 inches, right?
Yep.
So boom, roasted.
So these are your favorite ranged attacks.
My favorite range attacks.
Not really favorite shooting.
It's technically a shooting attack. I didn't do spells because they're spells.
But prayers?
Prayers are not.
It means it's a ranged attack.
I think this whole list is suspect.
Yeah, I think you're fucking. We're calling bullshit, Nick.
Then what's your top 1 then?
Top 5 shooting that's not shooting. Got it.
I mean, are we doing my favorite? Are you doing your favorite or like actually what's good?
I think all these are really good as far as range attacks go.
Sure. I mean, and the only shooting attack you threw in there was a Storm Fiend.
Storm Fiends, Raptors, and Canaries.
Oh, that's true. 3 of the 5. Okay.
And Celestin, it's a range attack. Come on now.
Celestin, the Castellan Knight.
At the start of your shooting phase, if this model is on the battlefield, you can breathe Rolling Thunder. Ooh. Boom.
I want to breathe Rolling Thunder. Okay, so it's like a flame attack.
Basically,
yeah.
That's in the shooting phase.
Okay, fine.
So the Slaughter Priest was the only one that's wrong.
But they are really good. Here's the deal with Slaughter Priest, though. 1's not really the best. But you know what is the best? 3.
True.
When in doubt, just
6.
keep adding to the numbers. I don't know if you know how to build lists, but here's what you do. You find the one good thing and just keep hitting that button.
Right. Add to cart.
I don't really know. What's good shooting? Dwarf Thunderers.
The
Slayer Hearthguard shooters. Those guys are really good.
I mean, they hit on, it's like 1 attack hits on 5s.
No, you can buff them. I mean, you mean right out of the box?
Yeah.
Right out of the box.
Nothing's good right out of the box except fucking FEC.
Storm Fiends?
Storm Fiends are
ridiculous out of the box.
They are. You're right.
Vanguard Raptors dropping in, doing 90 shots is good.
I really liked what I saw out of the, what are the little snipers that Skaven have?
Jizraels, yeah, Warplock
Jizraels.
Jizraels are really good.
Yeah, those
Jizraels if you're Nick or
anybody who loves to mispronounce things.
Kyle, maybe.
I'm a big fan.
Kyle.
I like to take whatever Nick says and just run with it. That's why we've been calling them the contour paints.
Mm-hmm.
The contour paints, yeah.
That was pure dyslexia there.
That was great. It's always best when you don't mean to do it.
He posted that shit. He's like, the contour paints. I'm like, what the fuck is a contour paint?
Then I had to go find a picture. I was like, oh, I missed it.
So
I was like, did they announce some more shit that I wasn't aware of? Like, what is it like? Help with shading? Like, what is this?
contours to your model? You just put it on there. Contours right around it.
Well, they're contrast color paints spelled all fucking weird.
Fucking
Fuck them.
Spelled like the British.
Those damn British always adding U's. Who was saying that? There was someone. There's a whole thing. Yeah. What do you think about ballistas?
Unreliable.
I think so. Everyone's like on this ballista bomb fucking kick, and I'm like, I don't know.
They're good, but unless they pop off, they're just terrible.
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
I'd rather spend 80 points for 5 canaries that can drop in and do about the same amount of damage, but more reliable.
Sure. Do you paint your canaries yellow?
I should, but no, I don't.
Is that how it's actually said, is canary?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Are we sure?
I'm pretty sure.
It's Canary Heartrenders.
Nah, they're canary. Fuck you.
Canary. Along the lettuce.
But no, they're canary heartrenders in your faces.
They're Canary Heart. Yeah, okay.
The H is silent. Can't you read? But anyway.
Oh Lord.
Oh, my.
No, some asshole Mitchum was asking me what I thought about his Flying Monkey list, and he had 4 ballistas in there, and I said I'm just not impressed.
Yeah. I mean,
with ballistas, I was like, I'd rather have 20. I said liberators, but I meant sequitors.
Sequitors.
Like popping down and.
Right. Let's see here. Ballista. Let's do some math on the ballista. Something I can kind of do.
He can't read, but he can do math.
All right. So they hit on 3s, wound on 3s. So you're going to hit on one attack. If you have 4 ballistas, you're going to hit 2 or 3 of them. Let's just say you hit 3.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you have D6 attacks on those. Average is 9. But then you have to wound on 3, so you're going to go down to 6 hits at -2 rend 1 damage. So you're doing 6 damage with 4 ballista.
Which is 400 points.
Oh yeah, that's real shitty. Yeah, that's not good at all.
That's the average. And most of the time you're either going to whiff or you're going to whiff. But most of the time you should drop them down with a even if you dropped them down with a ordinator, you might get an extra 2 or 3 hits on average.
Right. And then that's still only that's not.
Yeah, that's not going to take down a Terrorgeist.
What was the way for dropping the backfield?
Potentially, you could also do a shitload.
Yeah, you could pop off and kill anything you want.
That's fair. That unreliable shit never works for me.
It's super unreliable.
How are people dropping them in the backfield? Was that the
Stormcast rule?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So what it should be your hit is your amount of hits you have. Like you roll your hit, but that's how many hits you get when you roll. So if you roll a 4 or 5 or 6, you don't have to roll a 3, then roll again, then roll again. Just roll once, call it good. It'd be a little bit better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my theory on ballista. I used to really dig them until I started playing them a lot, and I was like,
until you did the math, and you're like, oh wait,
this
doesn't actually work. It seemed cool.
Mm-hmm. So, well, anyway, that's my shitty top 5 for this week. Thanks
that was
guys.
terrible.
Make me feel bad.
What a fucking joke.
All right. So what I want to talk about today, we've kind of went over some of it already, is beating the new cheese that's out there. The first one I kind of want to talk about a little bit more is Terrorgeist. They're super popular right now, super hard to beat, especially with Gristlegore. Like most people know already, they attack first. Basically, you're fighting 4 Terrorgeists, even though there's only 2 on the field, because you're attacking twice, almost no matter what.
And both of them can do that.
Yeah. So if you charge with 2 Terrorgeists on your turn, your hero's going to attack first, and he's going to attack again. And then you get to pick first, so the other Terrorgeist is going to pile an attack, and then pile an attack again. So it's like you're fighting 4 at once. So, I mean, I've tried to theory craft some ways to beat a Terrorgeist in my head, besides just taking just a ton of bodies that can hit back. I mean, it could chew through 40 wounds pretty easily. So, I mean, you'll need something that either has a ton of saves or just, you got 100 bodies on the field around Terrorgeist hitting it. My theory on it would be never to go first against Terrorgeist, almost never, because getting double turned by a Terrorgeist is almost like you got quadruple turned by a Terrorgeist.
Because you're just getting fucking hammered.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, like when I was playing Buck, he had his stuff like too close together, so I piled into one, killed the whole unit. Yeah, and he was like 2 inches away. I was like, I'm gonna pile in and do it the same thing over here, because in the rules you get to do all of your attacks all at once. Like if you keep moving miles away, you still get all the attacks. So I mean, I wiped out 2 units of hunters. What was it, like 400 points apiece for each unit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in one turn.
It was gross.
Yeah. So I mean, I would try not to get double turned by a Gristlegore list for sure. A thing you need to watch out for is definitely have something to despell, because you want to despell that chalice and despell the Terrorgeist's main ability, or his main spell. What is that? Let me pull it up real quick. Man, this is so slow. We're working on Terrorgeist. So his spell is only cast on a 6, and it gives him an additional mortal wound negation, which he already has a 6. So he gets both.
Wow.
And he has a 4-up save. So he has 4 up, 5 up, 6 up. So real survivable. I'm not sure what some people take the Gift Feather Charm on them. That way they're -1 to hit, so make it even harder to kill. I usually take Ignac Scales on them, just because I want that additional 4-up mortal save. Because they could be mortal pretty easy if there was enough mortals going off the table. So, what do you guys think?
So Flesh Eater Courts has me just a little nervous about, like, I just don't, not nervous. It has me feeling like with that around, I don't know that Khorne can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can. I'm not saying it's impossible. I have things built into my list that, I mean, I would have to play a super tight game, but being able to, like, the 6-inch pile-in Fury Thirster is basically, I would have to just set every engagement needs to be set up by me and not let him do it, which is really hard to do when he's moving how fast? 12? How fast?
14.
14, yeah, moving 14. Like, why the fuck can they move 13?
Yeah.
Why are Thirsters moving 10? That's just...
Yeah, right.
It's so it just it makes it a real tough game for me. I would basically have to, like, just screen the shit out of myself and then have my 6-inch pile in so that you can attack first, but you're attacking, and maybe even twice, but all you're killing is a couple of units of Reavers,
Mm-hmm.
And then I can pile in with my double attacking Rage Thirster and kill it. That's one. Now I got to make that happen again with the other one.
Right. I mean, what you can do is you can put like a 4-inch length between you and your screen, and just keep that 4-inch length away. That way, if he piles into the unit that your screen is and kills it, he can't pile in. He can only pile in 3. There's no 6-inch pile in for Terrorgeist in any way.
Right.
So, I mean, you just keep that little bubble right there of screen and don't get double turned.
Yeah.
And then you could pile in your 6 and do your hits.
And the Thirster has a 2-inch reach, too. So even if it's like
the bite was
stuff
3
in the way, is the bite 3-inch on the F2?
Yeah, I think the bite is on the longest range part. Let me look here real quick.
That's crazy. It's got a 3-inch.
Yeah, the Fanged Maul is 3 inches.
See, that's crazy. That should be 1 inch.
It should be 1 inch. It should be 1 or 2 inches on all these. But yeah, I mean, big old neck stretches out and gets you. And see, like, the regular damage on it is D6. So you're hitting on 4s, winning on 3s, -2 Ren, D6 damage. I mean, it's I don't know why they did it. It's 400 points. I mean, the rumor is they're gonna move them to like 450 or 460.
Still worth it.
It's still worth it. I mean, what are you gonna do? Just get rid of the battalion and you're good to go on 2 Terrorgeist? That's fine. I'll take that any day.
Yeah, so I don't really know what I do other than, I mean, that's my plan with Corn, is that part, but you're still I got a whole other part of their army to deal with. Like,
right. I mean, I think they need to unnerve Doppelganger Cloak, where other armies can use it.
Well, because it wasn't just that came out; it's also other things attacking first, and I mean, Hedonites being able to say you attack last. I mean, all of these things make Corn. Like, Corn was looking okay, and then all this happened, and I was like, oh shit, like, never mind. Like, Corn, there's some builds. Obviously, that one dude's doing pretty good with an Archeon.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Well, I mean, Archons would be really hard to kill for Terra guys, because Archon's 20 wounds.
Yeah.
Has reflex, mortals when he saves, and has a 5-up save. So, and you can give him -1 to hit and some other stuff, I guess, what people are doing.
Right.
So, I think it's only big beefy thing that the Terrorgeist can't kill. Maybe besides Nagash. Nagash is kind of hard to kill with one Terrorgeist.
Yeah, but with two, he's not.
No, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think anything that makes something attack last would help, or a 6-inch pile in. I mean, I wish I had more. What is it? The Sisters of Slaughter, which pile in 6 and attack. I mean, 2 units of those would be pretty good against Terrorgeist. 2 big units of 30, which people run that at tournaments and win tournaments with it. I just don't have it yet. So, but like Bucks, like I was saying about Bucks, if he would have like teamed up the Tree Lord Angels or the Dorthu with his big unit of hunters, he could have made that thing attack last.
Yeah,
I wasn't running Crystal Gore. I was running something else.
You have to kill it all in one turn. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Because otherwise, that Chalice heals it back up.
Or despell the Chalice. I mean,
yeah.
I think debuffs are going to come back. Anything that debuffs something.
Yeah, -1s to hit. That's big. But it doesn't matter with that mortal wound output. That shit's crazy.
Right. Because you're going to get those 6s no matter what. You can always roll 6 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's the part that kills people, is getting that 6-up to hit and then re-rolling it for more 6-ups. And get to do it 6 times, because you get to attack twice.
It kind of stinks, because I remember I was about to buy a Flesh Eater Court Army.
And before the book, yeah.
Yeah, and then the book came out, and I was like, well, now everyone else is playing them. I gotta be a little bit of a special snowflake, and Corn's coming. But I want to see the rest of the army. I want to see like a huge Gold Patrol army. You know what I mean? I want to see like all these other things, and it's like, because they're all good too.
Yeah, that's why I like the Blister Skin army, because it's all flayers. Flayers are really cool. I like the models.
Yeah.
But it's a good army. It wins tournaments, but it's still just there's definitely counters to it. Yeah, it's not as like, hey, I'm gonna get this and this, I'm gonna win.
Well, it's funny because Napik after the tournament, after he won it, he's like, I'm done playing this army. Yeah, that was enough.
It's a 1-trick pony army right now.
But
I think Charles
3-trick or 4-trick.
Yeah, I think Charles said it best. It's becoming worse than the Castellan build for 40k.
Yeah.
Castellan. I mean, it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, but I think it is, as far as, Castellan is hard to deal with and makes everybody build towards it. And where this is more like everyone's kind of trying to build towards it, like a way to deal with it, but no one can really deal with it. Right. And it's Castellan wasn't winning tournaments right and left like this will. This is a problem, and I'm hoping GW backs it pretty fast.
Yeah. Like, the only one with real reliable counters is Skaven, Gloomspite, Fire Slayers, and Daughters of Cain, not as much, but still they have some good counters for it, who can effectively counter, Crystal Gore every time.
Is that counters, or is it struggling to hold on?
Yeah. It's like the armies have so much on the field, it's hard to deal with it all.
Right.
Daughters of Cain really relies on Hagnar to do that, because you got that 5-up save, mortal save.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But with Skaven, you just got, especially those endless, which we're going to talk about later, the endless spell spam lists are really good against it, because you just clog up the field. It's like, I can't get around all this shit to do anything.
You make it so they can't move. And then
right.
All right.
So, but that's my theory on Terra, guys. It does need some changes for sure. But that's basically how you deal with them. Try to make them attack last. Don't get double turned by them at all costs.
And kill them in one turn.
try to kill him in one turn, which is hard for most armies.
Yeah.
I think Nurgle might be good against them, potentially.
Just weathering the storm.
Yeah, they could weather that storm, and then because they only have 14 wounds, I think.
Man, I watched him with his Ungor almost
14
kill it.
wounds.
If he would have got both of those units up there of Ungor that he had in that list, they would have killed it one.
Oh yeah, I mean shooting. That's another thing that'd be good, but the shooting meta isn't good against the other stuff.
And there's not a good shooting army that KO, drop in, kill stuff.
And KO for sure isn't going to kill Skaven because they surely don't have enough shooting to kill it all.
Right. Well, and Skaven are going to shoot him off the board.
Yeah, their shooting is apparently way better. So the other thing I want to talk about is the new cheese is 30 Hearthguard Berserkers.
That new cheese.
New cheese. I think it's not as number one Terra guys. That's the super cheese. This is like a light brie over here, Hearthguard Berserkers.
Yeah, and this is way more general dependent, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Terra guys, like anyone can take it and be top tables with it.
Yeah, right.
Because you don't have to have the synergies involved and all the things. Like it just goes out there, spreads out, and does its thing. The Hearthguard, it takes a little more knowing what your army can handle and what you can do and how you got to get it across the table.
Right. I mean, they have that battalion that lets them run 6, and you can run in charge with one of the heroes. So I mean, that helps out.
That's in one turn though, isn't it? It's not like, or is that the whole time?
I think that's the whole time for the battalion, but once per turn is the +2 move and run, I think.
Okay.
Or it's +2 move. If you roll a 6, it's +2 move and run or something. I forget. I don't play them. So they can get to where they need to be once per game pretty easily. But after that, they kind of start slowing down. So you can kind of, if you're fast enough, you can outmove them for sure and score points. So I think that's a little bit where they struggle. But chewing through 30 Hearthguard, that's 2 wounds apiece. They have a 5-up save and then a 4-up mortal save within a certain range of a hero. And chewing through that is really tough, especially for Terra guys. I mean, I think they're good against Terra guys just because, you do 40 mortals against a unit of 30 Hearthguard Berserkers, they're going to save half of them. I mean, I've talked about it before. I mean, and they will chop you up after that because their attack does rend and 2 damage plus possible mortals. So I think they're really good. But like
that's the other thing I have in my corn army against them is if they'll get close enough, then I'm gonna fucking mortal wound spam them the shit,
I mean, even weight of attacks with Daughters of Cain won't do as much because they have all that save. They have that 5-up and then a 4-up. So you have to drop in canaries and kill that hero if you can.